The only principle is power. The only principle is power. But in terms of this weird relationship between the Democrat Socialists and the establishment Democrat Party, how did this all start? Well, the answer to that question goes back to the 1960s. The founder of the Democrat Socialists of America was a guy called Michael Harrington. Michael Harrington founded the DSA. Subsequently, he wrote a book called The Other America. The Other America was famous in the 1960s because it was meant to expose rampant poverty going on in the United States of America. And in fact, The Other America, the book, served as a predicate for Lyndon Baines Johnson's disastrous Great Society and War on Poverty programs. Now, what effect did the War on Poverty have? Well, it definitely burned through a lot of your money, and it definitely did not have any measurable effect on decreasing poverty in the United States. And it definitely led to the devastation in many ways of the Black family and so many other families in the United States of America. So if you're going to look at the report card exactly on what happened here as the Democrat Socialists inspired Lyndon Baines Johnson in order to upend the entire American system, well, it didn't exactly lead to something good. It led to chaos. It led to utter chaos. In other words, we've tested these ideas, and they have not led to improved lives for American citizens. They've once again led to chaos each time. And this guy, Michael Harrington, was pretty intentional about what he intended to do with the Democrat Party. In fact, this is video that was surfaced. You can find it online. Rich Weinstein surfaced this. This is the X account that I saw it on. But this is the DSA founder, Michael Harrington, talking pretty candidly many years ago about his desire to take over the Democrat Party entirely. He said, look, you can't just found a third party. You can't. It's not going to work in the United States. It's a two-party system. So what are your options? You try and start a third party that fails, or you take over one of the existing parties. And Michael Harrington said, we're going to take over the Democrats. Watch.
But why then do I still, as I do, work within the Democratic Party? Why did I go to Atlanta? Why do I think that this party is the way to go? Why don't I support the notion of a third party that would really say what it meant, come up with a program for the economic and social crisis of our time, and deal with the issues? And the reason is simply this, that in the crazy politics of the United States, you have a Democratic Party which contains some of the worst people in the country. Some of the outstanding racists, sexists, union busters, cold warriors, and God knows what else are in the Democratic Party. At the same time, that same party contains most of the best people. And if you say this is a contradiction, this is an impossibility, this is something that shouldn't happen, I couldn't agree more. The problem is, this is America. This is what we get out of our structures, out of our party system. I believe that we have to change the party system. I believe that the kind of issues that are going to be on the agenda in the future are such that we're going to have to really face up to issues. But how do you change it? And I think the way you get a new party in the United States, ironically, is not through starting one. The last time that was done, more or less, was the Republican Party in the 1850s. The way you get a new party in the United States is by transforming an old party.
You take it over. You take it over. So the Democrats have an internal war on their hands right now. Again, if you're wondering why they sound so radical, why they've become increasingly radical, especially over the last decade, the answer is this. There's a growing base of people within their side who are full-blown socialists. That was always the plan. And it's been playing out over the last half century. The socialists decided to take over that party entirely. And the reason why the leaders often sound like the socialists who are taking over the party, despite the fact that they're trying to resist them, is because they want their votes, they want their contributions, and they want power. That's why. And they're weak. They're weak, and that's a dangerous combination. You have revolutionaries from the bottom and cowards at the top, and you've got the Democrat Party in a nutshell. So now we're witnessing it play out. And the socialists keep picking off all of these Democrat seats. Yeah, Lori asks in the chat, why do they all look like mad scientists? That's right. Watching that video of Michael Harrington did make me think, oh, that's where Bernie got his wardrobe from. His inspiration. I dress exactly like Michael Harrington every day. He's my inspiration. I love him. He's Bernie Sanders. He's crazy. They do look a lot alike, don't they? It's crazy. And they're both insane.